Hi, today we are returning to our Adhikara Sutra 8282, 93 in Siddhanta Kaumadi, Vakyasya Tehe Pluta Udataha, Vakyasya Tehe Pluta Udataha. And we'll just quickly review the sutra. Vakyasya tehe, tehe being shashti of ti, ti being achontyadi, ti, the one that whose beginning is the final one among the vowels, bahuvrahi. Vakyasya tehe pluta udataha. So vakyasya tehe achahasthane udataha plutaha syat. Vakyasya tehe achaha sthane udataha plutaha syat. In place of the vowel of the T, which is the one that begins with the final one among the vowels, will come in pluta, and it will be udata. So we gave a couple of non real examples, but theoretical examples. First of all, of T. So in Rama, is the final one among the vowels. So is T. The of Rama, Rama, of Ma is T. In Jagat, the final vowel is the of Ut, and that which is the T, beginning of the T. And so in by our current sutra, the of Rama and the Ut, the vowel of the Ut of Jagat will be replaced by an Udata Pluta. And as you probably know, I have no confidence in my Udatas as a pronunciation, so I'll just simulate my idea. So Rama becomes Rama, and Jagat becomes Jagat. So, as promised, today we are going to talk about a commentary that Professor George Cardona, who is our acknowledged authority in the West on Panini. It's a comment that I was absolutely delighted to come across. I'll explain that later in this book of Professor Cardona's recent researches in Paninian studies from 1999. This is the second edition in 2004. And that's the topic of today. So we've just reviewed the Vakisya Tehe Pluta Udataha. And now we'll see what Professor Cardona had to say about it. And I will just briefly say why that was so meaningful to me. And I hope it is ultimately to you as well. This comes in the context of a statement made by another contemporary student or scholar of the grammar, S.D. Joshi, in a book of his from 1989. And this concerns an essay he wrote regarding a passage in Mahabharata. And what Joshi said was, and I'm going to put this all in the notes. The conclusion is that Sanskrit had stopped being a generally spoken language before 600 or 700 BC, which would mean really before what we think of as Panini's time. It is preserved as a literary language and as the second language for a relatively small group. The Präkrit vernaculars are spoken in private talk since long days. Now, this is what Professor Cardona responds. Even couched in cautious terms as it is, this conclusion seems excessive to me. Although the evidence leaves no doubt at all that Präkrits were indeed used as vernaculars in ordinary communication from very early on, I also cannot doubt that Panini describes details of usage, such as the elongation and high pitch of the last vowel of an utterance when answering a salutation, pratyabhivade sudre, or when calling from afar, duratutecha. When answering a salutation, I'm just adding that again, which pertain to a language that served as an active medium of communication. In other words, the sutras which follow this Adhikara Sutra, Vakyasya Tehe Pluta Udataha, 20 something of them, are very clear examples of spoken Sanskrit, not Veda, not just not anything, but it is how you would correctly pronounce something in real life. And the sutras that follow will show that. And I hope this will help you savor them as something extraordinary. And I'm so grateful for Professor Cardona's comment because these have always seemed uniquely cool to me, but my scope of understanding of the grammar is very narrow. It's not superficial, but it's very narrow, and his is comprehensive. So for him to single these sutras out of the entire Ashtadhyayi is very special to me. And so I hope that you will kind of keep that in mind. So when we say Vakyasya Tehe Plut Udataha, and we take Rama as an example, and keeping in mind that Mahabhasha makes very clear that it's auspicious to speak correctly. Now, he said that's mostly in ritual terms, but still, this is one thing we get from this, because the second example that Professor Cardona gives is duratatecha, which is vakyasya tehe pluta udataha duratatecha, which is that when calling from a distance, the final vowel of T of an utterance is replaced by a pluta vowel, which is also udata. And I love that because that's what we do naturally. So if you were calling Rama from the other side of a river, you would say, Rama, hey Rama. And now we know that pluta udata is grammatical.